Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 20th of September. Boy, September is flying by, isn't it? We're just a couple of days away from the equinox, the beginning of fall here in the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm sure you guys down in the Southern Hemisphere are just psyched that spring is there. I think you guys had kind of a difficult cold winter. We had a hot summer. You're probably going to have a hot summer too, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the moon, which shifts into Sag today, about 10 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast of the U.S. And it's been in Scorpio last couple of days, real intense, lots of feelings, some of which we kept to ourselves, as Scorpio is known to do. Ruminating, probably not the best way, and many people expressing their distaste and their discomfort at what they're seeing going on. Of course, a couple of things we have to keep in mind right now. Well, let me talk about what's the specific stuff happening today. Once the moon moves into Sag, it almost immediately makes a square to Saturn. Of course, Saturn here now is at around, 2 degrees, 1 something of Pisces. It's going to retrograde all the way back to about 30 minutes of Pisces, I think, or 20 minutes of Pisces before it turns and comes back around through Pisces, going direct. Saturn and Pisces is about a 3-year period of time. And Pisces, last sign of the zodiac. Saturn is an energy of structure. And in Pisces, it's a sort of a dissolution of structure while building a new structure at the same time. And hopefully the structures that we build will be ones based on compassion, Pisces, and not delusion, Pisces. Okay, so that's another story. That's like a whole long thing. So let's not dwell on that. But when the moon makes the square to the moon in Sag, which is very generally optimistic moon, big picture moon, maybe not seeing things as they are, but maybe seeing things as they want them to be, reality comes and says, well, that may be what you want, but this is what you got. And so that's something that we're going to be experiencing today. The other thing I want to point out is that the planet Eris, one of the latest planets to be discovered during the Little Bush administration. And Eris is the goddess of discord. And right now she's at about 25 degrees of Aries. Takes a really long time. She's been in Aries since 1925, I think. And she's still there. And she's at 25 degrees. And she'll be there for a longer time. She has a strange orbit. She spends, if I remember correctly, a lot of her life in Aries. And she will eventually go to the next sign and the next sign and the next sign. And then they don't not spend nearly as much time. But we'll all be gone in another lifetime or in another body by the time she rolls around. She has a 530 year or 560, I think. It's like twice the orbit of Pluto, which takes 250 years. Speaking of Pluto, it's still in Capricorn. It's going to go direct in October 10th, actually. And then it's going to move out of Capricorn in January, go back into Aquarius most of the year. Pluto in Aquarius until right before the elections in the United States, going back into Capricorn that last degree from September to about a week or two after the election. So we'll see what that means. But Eris is right now on the North Node. And Pluto is still squaring the nodes. The way that works, according to evolutionary astrology, is the resolution of Pluto, your power, your sense of power, your sense of powerlessness, squaring the nodes of the moon, the North Node wanting to like go in the direction of Aries, the I am, the uniqueness, claiming yourself, moving in that direction, new ideas, new ways of being. Obviously we need it because this way of being ain't working. But before we can, with Pluto squaring the nodes, we need to renegotiate contracts because the nodes, the resolution node is the South Node in Libra. And we can see all kinds of legal stuff coming down the pike now around issues of abuse of power. So it's happening and it's working. We have to keep our eye on the ball here. But with Eris on the North Node, okay, Eris is she's the troublemaker. She's the like, this isn't fair for everybody, so it's not fair, and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to cause trouble. It's on the North Node right now. And we can see that with the rising up of groups of people, such as the United Auto Workers, right? The Teamsters did it. Who else is on? There's a lot of like union stuff happening, and that has to happen. We have to come together because the powers that be, like the media, which is definitely the power, because they procure what they want us to see. That's why somebody like Trump can be on Meet the Press, okay, and CNN. And spend the whole time lying, and they're like, and then they stop him a little bit, but then he's just like one big freaking lie coming out of his mouth, right? Okay, that's got to change, and the only thing that's going to change that is us, because our attention and our energy will determine where the money is, guys, and that's all they really care about. So let's utilize that. Let's support the things and the views that align with your understanding of how we're going to make it to the other side of this. And we will. And things are going to get better. But right now, things are really tough. And so stick to it, guys. Just focus on what it is that you want to see in your life. Allow your life to unfold. Sometimes the soul, the universe, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it, has a different idea. It's like you want to take Route 1, you want to take the highway, and Destiny says, nah, we don't want to take that. We don't want any tolls. We don't want any highways. You're going to have to take the back roads. And so it's a little circuitous, but we eventually get there. So keep the goal in mind while being open to the journey. Mars is in Libra right now. And it's actually approaching the South Node. It's going to take a while before it gets there. But we're going to have, with the eclipses coming in October, especially that first eclipse, the new moon eclipse in Libra, it's going to be opposite. It's on the South Node, and it's going to be opposite the North Node with Eris. And Mars is going to be up there in Libra, in that area, along with the sun and moon. So things are gonna, I know what you're thinking. You're like, I thought things were gonna get better. Well, they sort of are. They're moving in the right direction. Like things were terrible, but it was moving in the wrong direction. Now things are terrible, it's moving in the right direction. So just know that we're moving in the right direction, and keep your eye on the prize. Love, compassion, fairness, democracy, the voice of the people. Don't allow them to separate us, guys. Don't allow it. All right. I'm going to stop now. I didn't think I was going to say much this morning, but I guess a lot came out. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. I believe I'm going to be doing a moonshine episode with Ona now that she's in her little spot. If you haven't seen her video of her move, it's my favorite part is giblets as in the truck. What is that called? Shotgun. Giblets is shotgun in the truck. Uh, but for the rest of you, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Love you.